Prikupets, and Vladimir is here for a very important event. He has not seen his cousin in 70 years since the Holocaust. He was living in Odessa during the Nazi bombing of it, and somehow he and his cousin separated, and they have not seen each other in 70 years. Vladimir, would you like to tell us what life was like in Odessa during the bombing?
Life, I couldn't even say that it was alive because it was so terrible. Can you believe that Germans plane bombed Odessa every day, about 6-8 hours every day, because Odessa was very important port, very important army station, and very important in many cases. It was the last free port on Black Sea who had communication with everything on the Black Sea, and Bosphor in to Europe. Soviet troops defend Odessa for about 69 days. Very long time. Germans couldn't take it. But let's come about what was the life. Life was terrible because it 6-8 hours every day they put bombs on the street, hospitals, schools, communication, electric station, everything like this. It was very hard life.
Right. I see you grabbed my microphone. You are also part of the press here in this country.
Yes,
I can hold it.
Yes, I'm working with the Russian. I'm doing photography for many years. For about in United States for 35 years for Russian newspaper, and I send articles in. But most I'm doing photography for few Russian newspapers.
Now you're expecting your cousin Willy to arrive fairly soon. When did you last see Willy in Odessa?
I saw Willy not exactly in Odessa because we, after the Germans bomb started and they were close to occupied Odessa, and we were Jew, and we knew what Germans are doing with Jew on occupied territory. We evacuated to Uzbekistan, and then we didn't know anymore about one another.
Vlad, and how did you know that Willy even existed?
We didn't know that Willy existed. We only know that he was, but if he is alive or not alive, we didn't know.
So how did you reconnect with him? How did you find out that he is alive?
After we found this article, I immediately called to this magazine, but it was Saturday, they didn't know. Then I called telephone station and found if they the telephone anyone by name Dinavetsky, and they gave me his son, and I immediately connect him, and this is how we found one about another.
And how did he decide to come out here to have this reunion with you?
Oh, he decided and I decided. I wanted to go there, but I may be a little older, and he decided with son come immediately to us.
Okay, so we're expecting Willy any moment now, and the camera will catch this reunion.
Thank you so much. Okay.
I'm happy to came to America. I'm very glad to come to the California, and I'm very glad I find my brother and his family. And I lost my relative 70 years ago, and now I find there in California. And God bless in America.
What is your last memory of Vladimir?
Memory?
Your last memory of Vladimir more than 70 years ago.
So I am excited. My son can help me.
Your son can translate? Okay. You want to come over?
Yeah.
Okay. What is Willy's last memory of Vladimir in Odessa? Come a little closer.
Well, they've been evacuated when they've been bombarding, and then Willy's dad, he was able to gather all the family, only men, only children and women. Men was in army, they were fighting against German Nazis. So, and they moved them to port, and according to the story, they've been just barely made it to the last ship. And that's why all that family, and there is 2 more brothers, this cousins, they survive.
Right. And Vladimir here is now showing us his Olympic torches. Would you face the camera and explain?
Yeah. This is Olympic torches. I carried 4 Olympic torches. This is I carried in Greece, Athens. This is 2004.
Let me hold it.
Okay. This is Salt Lake City 2000, and this is 2008 San Francisco for China, for Beijing, China.
What is your most memorable Olympic run with the torch?
LA? No?
LA, yes.
Why?
LA. Because this is my first one. In second, we wrote on this torches in memory of 6 million I wrote.
Right.
In memory of 6 million Jews who has been killed during the World War II, for Israeli athletes who killed in Munich, and for free all Soviet Jew.
Okay, Vladimir, we have your cousin Willy here.
Yes.
What was your first thought, your first feeling when you saw him? Did you recognize him?
No.
No.
No. Или я узнал вас.
Did he recognize you?
Yes.
Yes?
Что, ты узнал меня? Ты узнал? Ну, ты просто был готов. Ты готов был это вот.
English, please, English.
Yes. Okay. He said that he recognized me, and I said maybe because they told him that somebody will meet him on. They told him on the plane that we will meet. Yes. And this is why. But I say that if we saw one another on the street in San Francisco or in New York, I wouldn't recognize him.
Maybe you have a lot more cousins wandering around who you don't know about.
Right.
Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing this wonderful reunion after 70 years. This, can we have some final words about how your father feels about this? Would you come closer into the camera?
My dad, he was looking for his cousin for many years.
Step out of the way of the camera.
He was asking me to find, we did find, in Beverly Hills, some other same last name, but it was now family, and then he was pushing forward and forward. Looks like he was certain he would be able to find, and then all of a sudden he wrote an article in one magazine, and his cousin read it and replied, and that's how they met.
Wonderful. This is a wonderful story. Thank you, Willy.
Thank you very much.
I'm here with Vladimir's wife, Irena. Irena, what was Vladimir's reaction when he found out that his cousin was actually alive after all these years?
He was very excited. We started to call right away. We found his phone number. And he was excited. Both of them were in tears. Each of them, when they got separated, one was 7 years old, the other was 10 years old. Now one is 75, the other is almost 80. Excited, excited, excited. Now we are going home. We're going to celebrate. Our kids, the daughter and her husband, and our granddaughter are waiting for us. And you are welcome with us.
Okay, thank you.
We're going to have a little bit of celebration.
Did Vladimir talk much about what it was like in Odessa when all this bombing was going on and everyone was trying to escape?
Yes, and whatever he told me when I read in the magazine, his cousin wrote exactly the same. That's how I found out. And when I saw Willy Dinavetsky, I got right away, it's his cousin. And I asked him, what does it mean, Willy Dinavetsky, for you? He said, it's my cousin. We got lost. We got separated 70 years ago. Let me call him. Let me call him.
Yeah. And he didn't even know whether Willy was alive, did he?
No. Willy didn't know about Vladimir. Vladimir didn't know about Willy.
Okay, well, thank you, Irena, very much for sharing this with us, this wonderful reunion. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you for coming and doing this. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much for you and your station for really make our celebration very exciting.
Okay, thank you very much for inviting me.
Okay. It was interesting meet near the Young Museum, but it was nice. Again. Okay. Bye.
Thank you for coming over here.
Vladdy, I see you.
That's our goal. That's our goal.
Vladimir invited me to his home for a wonderful lunch. Thank you, Vladimir. Now, Vladimir, you wanted to talk about these torches that you've carried. We saw 3 of them in the airport, but this one has particular importance for you. Would you talk to us about this particular torch and why you carry these torches?
Okay, first of all, I like sport. I was on 10 Olympic Games and...
10 Olympic Games?
Yes. Yes, I covered 10 Olympic Games for Russian newspaper doing photography. And when maybe it's very hard, it's not easy to participate in the Olympic game. You should be very talented and very good in sport to be participate. But when I found that I could carry the Olympic torch, even it cost a lot of money, I started to carry the first Olympic torch. The first Olympic torch I carried in 1984. It was Los Angeles Olympic Games, and after I carried this torch I carried for United States, and I engraved on the torch, it says, in memory of 6 million Jews who killed during the World War II. We are talking about the Holocaust. This is exactly what we are started all about. A second point is say not to forget the Jew who wish to leave the USSR. We should not forget that this was in 1984. In 1984, because in 1984 it wasn't easy to leave Soviet Union. It was very, very hard. I'm talking about not easy. It was very, very hard to leave Soviet Union. Okay, and here is we have sign in memory of the Israeli athlete killed during the Olympic game in Munich in 1972. This is one of the torches. The second torch I carried in 2000 in 2000 in Salt Lake City, and it says the torch was carried by Vladimir Prikupets against terrorism, banditism, and anti-semitism in USA, Israel, Russia, and the world. Okay, the third torch I carried in 2004 for the Greece Olympic game in Athens. Okay, and the last torch I carried 2008 for Beijing Olympic game. This is the okay. The main reason to carry the torch for me is participate in Olympic Games again, because I say that people participate to be in a sport event, okay, but some people try to do something for Olympic game, and I try to carry the Olympic torches. I think that maybe I am one person, maybe in the United States, who carried 4 Olympic torches.
Vladimir, can you tell us something about your participation in the Russian Jewish community here in San Francisco?
Oh yes, I participate in Russian Jewish community for 36 years since I came to United States from Odessa. Yes, and I try to help elderly people. I translate a lot for elderly people, not only for elderly people, to translate from Russian to English and from English to Russian. I try to help with donations and many things what could help Russian Jewish community in San Francisco. I try to help Russian elderly people regarding the music, art, to help them to get sometimes tickets to some events. It's many things what could do everyone to help the Russian elderly Jewish community.
Mm-hmm. What do you think people need to understand about, to bring greater understanding to what it is to be Jewish in the United States? What do you think Americans need to know?
America need to know about Jew who came from Soviet Union. Now it's very big community all around the United States who lived in very strange condition in Russia, who under the pressure, under that anti-Semitism. Of course we have anti-Semitism in the United States too, and we got it, we know, with the ship St. Louis, when the United States returned Jewish community, Jewish ship from Europe, and after this ship was returned back to Germany, and all of these Jews who went on St. Louis ship was killed during the Holocaust.
Vladimir, I have a question.
Okay.
What does it mean for you to be a Jew?
It may be easy question, but it's not easy answer, because it's my experience in life for 45 years in Soviet Union. It's feel pressure about, we got in passport paragraph number 5. Paragraph number 5, what nationality, what we don't have in the United States, but in Russia we got nationality. In nationality it states Jew. It's sometimes it's hard to find better job. It's hard to become higher, or it's many problems regarding this in Russia. In anti-Semitism I am talking about. This is what. Of course, when come to United States, it's you don't feel this because it's more liberal, but it's still, I don't know what we can say about the to be a Jew.
The Jews have contributed so much to culture through the ages. Why do you think there is anti-Semitism? Why is this?
Okay, the anti-Semitism, it's unnatural of the people, because when people, when you have something different from me, it became, it's 2000 years ago, it started when people, Christianity or Muslim, couldn't do something or didn't do, and somebody maybe from Jew could do it. It became for them what they don't like it, and this is how it started, anti-Semitism. Of course, the worst period of the anti-Semitism is the Germans, Nazi, Hitlerism, Holocaust, but it still exists, and it's it's question maybe who has one question and maybe 1,000 or million answers.
Vladimir, is there one last thing that you would like people watching the program to know?
I am glad that I left Russia and stayed for 36 years in United States. Even sometimes I am in some point or some answered question I am disappointed, but in general I am very glad that I moved from Soviet Union to United States.
You said that maybe in some ways I am disappointed. I'd like to ask you specifically, in what ways are you disappointed with life in the United States?
I am disappointed with about, I was hundreds of times near Soviet consulate to protest Russian war in Afghanistan. Now, the same what Russia did in 1980, United States doing in Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya. This is what I disappointed with, when so strong in strong country who has so much power goes in war against smaller countries. This is my disappointment.
Vladimir, I'm so glad I met you when I was filming right outside of the De Young Museum, and you told me your story and how you were going to be meeting with your cousin.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd like to thank you very much for inviting me to record that reunion.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to the airport. Thank you for coming here. Thank you again, Mel.
Okay. Vladimir.
Okay.
Vladimir. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Willy, thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much the audience, all people who are listening to us and spend this time with us, maybe half an hour, maybe an hour, and for listen our story. It was very important for us, and I think that it will be important for you to understand how we are feeling after the 70 years separate, after the Holocaust and everything like this. Again, thank you so much, and we wish you the best.